The NAWCQ comes to a close, and it ended like a fart in the wind. Nobody cared. I certainly didn't care. Almost 2,900 people showed up, and Fiendsmith Orchest won the whole Nationals because they just got new support. Cool. Can we have a ban list now? Because this format's trash. Let's dive on into it, shall we? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is your host with the most, with many new people on the channel. I see y'all subscribing. Avery LR32 here. I want y'all to destroy the ever-living boo-boo, staying off that like and subscribe button so we can keep on climbing up the 1,600 ladder to eventually hit 1,700 if I can quit moving away from my mic. Thank you all to all of the new subscribers. Thank you if you have been here for a while. I really do appreciate all the love and support. If you didn't see my community post that I made the other day, like I said in that, I didn't expect that video to blow up. I basically just did a bunch of research into modern Yu-Gi-Oh! And people's thoughts on it and stuff like that, and like how some people think it's evolving. And I made it into a script, and it's gotten a lot of really good positive reception. So I really do appreciate that. And that is the more type of content that I want to lean in towards. And I thought about talking about how limiting special summons doesn't really help fix Yu-Gi-Oh! But that's going to be a topic for another day. I want to talk about the NAWCQ. I didn't watch any of it. Some dude named Wilfredo, I think it was Wilfredo Smith or something, he won Nationals. Good for you. All jokes aside, all the roasting aside, to come out on top of nearly 2,900 other players is a feat that I will probably never accomplish in my lifetime, right? So truly, congrats to Wilfredo for winning with the Konami called it Fiendsmith Bysteel Orchest, and it played. I'm past the 1 minute mark. It only played 3 fucking Bysteels in the main and 1 in the side or something like that. So it's Fiendsmith Orchest, not Fiendsmith Bysteel Orchest. Just saying. Anyways, I'm shocked that they didn't announce a ban list at the end of this, because this format is dog water. You know, when you look at the top 64, top 32, and all that of this event, it was diverse in a sense of we had Mitsurugi, Malice, Rizal, although they didn't break it down, at least not that I saw on like Ready for Duel on Facebook and stuff. They didn't break it down if like there was a Rizal Mitsurugi. I'm assuming that they would just dump like the Mitsurugi and Rizal Mitsurugis into like one like topping, like they would just put it under the Mitsurugi category. So there were, I would say, like somewhere close to 10 decks that were unique. Of course, top 8, 50% of it was Malice and Mitsurugi, and then it was just basically one-ofs across the board. That still isn't really healthy. I mean, it's not hat format healthy, right? Like, I think if you want to define what a healthy, diverse Yu-Gi-Oh! Format is, I would say anything that is hat format diverse or better, or even pre-Mitsurugi. Like, Rizal, after they got hit on the ban list and before, like, Mitsurugi came out, I would say that that was a pretty diverse format. That's actually kind of a fun format. I feel like that's going to become like a good retro format as years go past, right? But I wanted to take the time to talk about this because honestly, had it not been for like seeing videos in my recommended on YouTube, I would have totally forgot that Nats was happening. And I don't give a shit, right? Like if you've been keeping up with the channel, you know that I've been playing Edison, and I even haven't really seen a whole lot of talk about the NAWCQ on like Twitter and stuff, because it just looks like people don't give a shit because the format is liquid ass with big old chunks inside, like a Bigfoot AI video. Like it just, who cares? Who gives a shit? Like, especially for how bad this format is, where Mitsurugi needs to be hit, Rizal needs more hits, Malice needs more hits, Orcus is sure as shit not going to get hit. And honestly, it sets a dangerous precedent moving forward into whatever the next format is, because whatever this new ban list coming out hopefully soon is going to decide whether or not I really want to get back into playing competitive Yu-Gi-Oh!, which you haven't seen my video on that where I've quit that almost 20 years in the making. I would definitely go recommend it and go check it out. But since I've been taking that break, I've been focusing more on like creating content, doing retrospectives, things like that. I'm working on a nearly 30 to like 40 minute long Blackwing archetype retrospective, talking about its history and how it's done well and all that stuff. But even if we get a new ban list, depending on how hard they go after things, this really sets a dangerous precedent, because now, to me, it kind of looks like that Konami's in a vicious cycle right now, where like even when Triff won the YCS with Fiendsmith Rizal, And then the ban list came out at that same YCS that hit everything except for the stuff that was in the Rizal set, whatever the set name was that had Rizal and Malice. They hit everything to push Rizal and Malice. Now we just got the Battle of the Legends set, Duelist Advance, and all that shit. Now they're going to hit Malice, Mitsurugi, all the stuff in the previous set. So now we get stuck with the brand new stuff in Orcus that just won Nationals. Now we're going to have to go like another 4 or 5, 6 months with Orcus and all this other shit, depending on how long the deck lasts, right? Like, it could be a year-long worth of tops with, like, an Orcus engine. Like, you know, how we saw Fiendsmith last for, like, what now, a year at this point? Yeah, because it debuted in fucking Infinite Forbidden that was doing well at, what was it, last year's Nationals or something like that? Yeah, because it was Snake Eye and Ubel this time last year. So, I definitely don't want any sort of part of it. I would rather go get a colonoscopy. I really would than be dealing with 6 million combo lines and people selling spreadsheets for fucking $50 a piece that probably don't even have all the actual combos in said spreadsheet. That these YouTubers just want to take your money and shit. And it's really lackluster. Like, I'm really interested to see what it is Konami is going to do in terms of ban list hits to fix the format, because there are things that need to be hit. Now, I'm not going to sit here and try and BS, like, yes, I know everything that Vanquish Soul does. I don't, right? Like, I've been out of it for a couple months now, just letting things kind of simmer, let Mitsurugi get all of its tops and shit, let Malice sit there and whip out its diddly, proceed to play with itself with its 6 million combos and shit. Like, I'm done with that, right? Like, I want to wait to see what a ban list does to hopefully kind of tune the format back to where I don't feel like I'm getting just absolutely blown out, right? Like, that's what really bothered me about this technically current format, because, like, I didn't want to play Mitsurugi because I knew I was going to fuck up the lines, and everyone kept on telling me, you just play Mitsurugi, and it just wasn't for me. Tried learning it, couldn't do it, and the deck just felt so unfair. Like, it felt like its turn 1 board was just an FTK if you did not open Joel and Lockbird, and then even if you open Dark Ruler, they've got the counter trap to negate it, and then they just look at you like, hey bro, you gonna finish that pizza? So it's interesting from my perspective, since I've been taking a break and mostly just playing Edison, to see from that disconnected perspective, so to speak, of, are things actually going to change, and are they going to change for the better? Because it's been really interesting seeing in, like, YouTube and, like, a little bit in my local area, not so much because I haven't, been really going to locals. But it's been interesting seeing mostly just talk online of how people feel really just disconnected. And honestly, it reminds me a lot of, like, the Call of Duty community right now, because there are so many people trashing on Call of Duty right now because it's just garbage. It's been garbage for a while, but it's just gotten even worse with, like, all the AI stuff and whatever. And I think that that's really why my video talking about modern turning into postmodern and stuff in the card design has done so well, because so many people like me feel so disenfranchised with the game. They feel like that the game is just no longer what it used to be, and it just feels so combo heavy, and it feels so I can't even think of the word. It feels so alien compared to what it was even a couple years ago. It's had its ups and downs, and I do think that the format for the most part has been diverse, but I'm not going to sit here and try and be like, yes, it's even better with Vanquish Soul and shit. Because to me, the format's just worse. That they've injected this Orcus support and all that, and I don't think it's going to get better, depending on how hard Justice Hunters hits the ground running. Yummy is going to be good, as stupid as that name is. Draco Tail, Dragon Tail, whatever it's going to be called, is just going to be branded 2.0. People, another thing, a little side note in this video, people keep trying to fucking tell me that Dragon Tail is not branded 2.0. Is it a fusion deck? Yes, it's branded 2.0. I don't understand. Like, maybe there's just something I'm missing about that archetype, but it doesn't crap out a Ra's Disciple or whatever the deck is doing now. So I guess it's not branded 2.0 in that regard. Sure, give yourself a pat on the back, Sugar Boo Bear. But what I do know is that I've been focusing on more content creation than anything else, doing the retrospectives, doing more scripted videos, where I'm not sitting here and, like, saying and shit like that. But that being said, it just did it again. Force a habit, right? But it's been nice to be able to take a step back from doing that and just focusing on the content and just focus on enjoying the game in different ways. I've really been enjoying Edison. For those of y'all who are veterans on the channel and know about my past with like self-destruct button and stuff, I actually came up with a self-destruct button frog FTK-esque strategy in Edison that let me know down in the comments if you want to see that deck profile, because it's 41 cards and it's actually deadly consistent. And basically my running theory right now is that you get a draw in game 1, maybe get a draw in game 2, and then game 3 you side deck into 4, aka frog combo, aka frog synchro, and then you just beat the opponent. That's sort of my running theory right now, but the side deck may change. But guys, let me know what you think down in the comments below about all this. I'm really interested to see what the community's thoughts are post NAWCQ. Like I said, I didn't watch any of it. I don't give a rat's ass to watch any of it. I want to see what a ban list does and see if it actually changes my mind. And if not, then I'm just going to keep on enjoying making content and, you know, doing outside the box-esque videos like I did with the modern, now postmodern video. Guys, let me know what you think about all that and more. Let me know down in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.